Hi all. So tonight we're going to break down and I'm going to demo the Revival Masque. I have my gorgeous hair tie, which comes with the silk set. Just going to tie my hair up. I'm also going to add in my headband because I really don't want to get product in my hair. I'm trying to wash my hair less and less. So the first thing I'm going to do is clean any makeup that may be on my skin off. We want to apply Revival Masque onto clean skin. So any of you who are using Revival Masque for the first time, I would suggest that you apply it, leave it on for 10 or 20 minutes and take it off. And gradually increase your tolerance for Revival Masque. But to all you guys who are using Revival Masque a long time, this is not your first rodeo. Well, just so you know, I asked Dr. Des Fernandez myself, I asked him this question. Does it matter if you apply Revival Masque before your skincare or after your skincare? And he said no. Now, let me explain to you exactly what Revival Masque is, what it's designed to do. So as you guys may or may not know, Dr. Des Fernandez is the pioneer of skin needling. And this Revival Masque that we have today on our shelf is the second generation Revival Masque. And Dr. Des Fernandez is currently and has been throughout lockdown working on the next generation of Revival Masque. And what had he got in mind when he created Revival Masque? Well, Revival Masque is renowned in the industry to be a facelift in a jar. And Des Fernandez, of course, Dr. Des Fernandez is a cosmetic surgeon and has performed many facelifts in his time. But one of the reasons why he created Revival Masque was he wanted to create a cream that worked in the same way as skin needling. So with that in mind, what's happening when we needle the skin? So we needle the skin at various different depths, and at those different depths, different things occur. So at a 1.2 millimeter depth, which is your home rolling device. I love the smell of alcohol off it. It smells so clean. Which is your home needling device. At that level, what's happening is we're getting amplified penetration. Dr. Des Fernandez was very aware that in using topical vitamin A, he was going to make the skin really, really healthy, but also practically impossible to penetrate. And if you wish, the devil's in the drug. The one thing that made your skin really healthy is the one thing that's going to stop the vitamins going into your skin. So he created needling at that depth for that reason. But there's also a needling at a depth of 1 mil, which obviously is much deeper. And what's happening at that depth, at the depth of 1 mil, is we're actually pricking the blood vessels in the skin. We're doing what's called a controlled injury. Controlled injuries occurring on the skin surface. And the reason why we do that is mostly to trigger growth factors. There's growth factors triggered within that bleed. We'd love the blood to stay underneath the skin, a subcutaneous bleed, because the growth factors then will stay there as well. Where when they bleed out, obviously we lose some growth factors. So that is what skin needling is designed for. It's designed for a controlled wound on the skin, so that the skin goes into a healing mode, and with that healing mode becomes growth factors released. Collagen, it's like an immune response. When your skin starts to heal, it goes into an immune response, and collagen is produced and growth factors are released. Two incredibly anti-aging events. Collagen slows down as we age, as do growth factors. So Des wanted to create something in a jar that mimicked skin needling, and that's exactly what Revival Masque is, and that's exactly what he's working on to date. So as with any injury, if you wish, particularly a controlled injury, the body is a defensive, well, the skin is a defensive organ. So when we do things to the skin initially that cause a trauma or cause an immune response, a collagen response, a growth factor response, the skin gets wise to that and it builds up a tolerance. In the same way that bacteria build up tolerance to antibiotics and become resistant to that strain of antibiotics. So the same thing happens with Revive Masque. Your skin will become tolerant of it. So then you must do something else to enhance or to heighten the dosage or the effect of Revive Masque, so that the skin then goes into that healing stage or that anti-aging stage, because that is what we're looking for the whole time. And the reason why I say that to you is because what one person's tolerance may be to trigger that response could be completely different from another person's, and what's important is that you find out what yours is. So any of my first timers out there, the only way you're going to know is by getting Revival Masque on the skin, and do so by cleaning your skin, cleanse and tone. Don't use any home rolling system or anything. Get your Revival Masque and get your mask brush and pop it on. So we're going to pop this on for 10 minutes if this is your first time. And you're going to take it off with a wet cloth, like a cleansing cloth or cloud. And then you're just going to wait to see what happens tomorrow and the next day. Wait and see how your skin is. And then that's going to tell you, because some people respond, everybody responds differently. And some people even have a histamine response to this product because it is very, very effective. You know, this is not something you're picking up in Aldi or in Tesco. This is medical grade skincare. This is, in fact, the world's #1 medical grade skincare. Environ Skincare have been awarded that twice in a row, and I've also been awarded a medical skincare range of the decade. So you're going to put it on the skin and you're going to take it off and see what happens. And if you love the effects, well then tomorrow do it again, and maybe day 3 do it again, but leave it at that for a week or 2 and just see how your skin looks. Now, one thing I will tell you about this product, and this is a mistake I made the first time I used it, and I won't make it again. Because it has the word mask on, I didn't go close to my eyes. I kind of went like that, as you would a clay mask. And I could notice the next day the difference in my skin here and my skin here. So now I make sure to bring it as close as I can to the eye. And I'll bring it down. Now, if you feel that your eyes are sensitive, take it off straight away. Again, some people's skin, if they're on the verge of a negative response to vitamin A, they may not be tolerant, but that's what we're here for. That's why I created this group, because I didn't want anyone using these formulations on their own with no support system. So you can set a timer on your watch or on your phone for 10 minutes. Now, me personally, when I embark on a revival, you know, when I decide, okay, I've got something coming up, I want my skin to be beautiful and radiant, I'm going to do a few Revive Masques. I will put it on. I will probably actually use a rolling... Oops. I will probably use my home roller before it, and I'll leave it on all night. And the reason why I tell you that is because I'm going to tell you now the various ways that you can increase the intensity of this mask. So when you reach your tolerance and when you feel that just 20 minutes is not doing it for you anymore, there's so many different ways you can play around with this mask. One is applying it on the skin and leaving it on the skin for a longer period of time. Another is applying more of it, applying a thicker layer of it. That's also going to intensify the experience. Another would be to use your home rolling system beforehand. That will also intensify this experience. And another is to apply a layer and put some cling film over it. When you put some cling film over it, you are occluding the acids so that the air can't get to the acids and neutralize them, so that the peel remains active on your skin for longer. I recommend doing this treatment at night because, as with all AHAs, you will be more photosensitive after using this than you were before using it. So Dr. Des Fernandez, when I would have started working with Environ Skincare, we had LACM1. Actually, LACM1 was only discontinued this year. And LACM1 would have been his anti-aging peel. And then he created Masque in the... So then basically, so he had Revival, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So he had LACM1, a phenomenal product. You know, I'm a big fan, as are all my clients. But Des Fernandez decided to split LACM1 in half, if you wish. And he sent one part of it on its way to create Sebu Masque. He added in salicylic acid. And then he took the other part of it and he went on to create Revival Masque. And what he did was add 2 more acids, all anti-aging. This is going to work, mainly it's going to mimic the effects of skin needling. So you're looking at a collagen response, so you're looking at scarring. It's brilliant for scarring. It's brilliant for lifting the skin, for firming the skin, for tightening the skin, for smoothing the skin. Damn, who doesn't want Revival Masque? Very good for pigmentation. It will naturally lighten the skin. If you were looking to actively treat your pigmentation, I wouldn't necessarily only use Revival Masque. I'd probably use Trans 3X, Trans, yeah, it just depends. But you will get a lightening. If pigmentation is not your main concern, but it's also part of the problem, then the Revival Masque is perfect. So brilliant really for all skin types. Nobody responds negatively to it, but you need to manage how you do respond. Like I said, some people can only use it for 20 minutes once a week or once in a blue moon, and that's their tolerance. So you might say to me, well, Corinna, how do I know? How do I know when I've reached an end point with Revival Masque, when I need to put it back into my bathroom shelf and take a break from it? You will know because you'll feel a tightness. It may even feel a little bit dry. You'll just know your skin might feel a little bit tender, a little bit sensitive, and that's when you know that response has occurred. When you use this repetitively, it's very similar to a treatment in clinic, you know. Some people may even get a crusting like what I got last week here with my peel. That's why I'm only doing 10 minutes of this tonight, because I really wouldn't be ready for Revival Masque. I'm only 2 weeks. I think I'm only a week. 10 days. I had my peel last Thursday in clinic, and now today is Friday, so what, eight days post peel. So I'm a little premature. If you were my client and I did a peel for you, I would say do not use Revival Masque for at least 4 weeks after this treatment. I am a little premature, but obviously I came on tonight to show you guys how to use it. So that's, I think, everything that you need to know. You know, be careful of the neck. Test the neck. I'm actually on the verge of a negative response in my neck. You might be able to see the way my tan is a little patchy. That's because I'm wearing so many wool jumpers at the moment, and I won't be bringing my Revival Masque down onto my neck. But honestly, my neck is not pigmented. I don't have any sun damage there. It's not particularly an area I'm concerned about aging. So I just bring my vitamin A down there and that does everything. But if you do have a neck that you feel is loose or slackening and photo damage, well then you can definitely bring your Revival Masque down, but just be mindful to recognize your neck, the skin on your neck's tolerance for the product. So that's really it. Like I said, first time ever using it, start off with 10 minutes, take it off, continue with your normal skincare. And you know, go to the Skin Deep app. If you're not in there already, you will be really, really soon. But log your photographs. This is one of the reasons why I really wanted this app with this particular kit, because I want you to take photographs the day before you use Revival Masque and then take weekly photographs thereafter, so you can see how much your skin improves with this product. It is absolutely phenomenal, and when used correctly, it is extremely effective. It really is a beautiful, beautiful product, and it can be used for so many things. Like if I was going over to my friend's house for a night, or then to my sisters in Galway for the weekend, well, not necessarily me, because my sisters have every product there is under the sun in their houses. But if I wanted to treat somebody, let's say if you're calling over to your mom or whatever, I would bring Revival Masque and I would do a little mini facial for them with this, and they'll definitely know you'd called around. You know, they'll really thank you for it. Also, you can use it on your hands, you can use it on your chest as well. You can use it on your bum if you've got irregular skin or texture issues, or even keratosis pilaris. Obviously expense wise, but this product was free in your Christmas kit. So when you put all the products together, I think there was a saving of well over €100. This retails at €70. So that's it. Like I said, various different ways of intensifying the experience. You can occlude it, you can leave it on for longer, you can leave it on overnight. I have a client, stroke good friend of mine, she's coming to me about 15 years. She uses Revival Masque every night. There's never a night she doesn't use it. Now, I don't necessarily buy into that or agree with her, even though if that's what she wants to do, that's what she wants to do. But I think, do you know that saying? It's actually one of my favourite quotes in life. If you always give what you always gave, then you always get what you always got. So I feel if it's part of your skincare routine and you never take a break from it, well then how do you know it's working? Like, how do you really see the benefits? So I would always say take a break and then go back to it. Don't use it if you've had any waxing or electrolysis or anything like that done. It is a very strong treatment. We're lucky that it is a home care. God, I can see a difference in my skin already after just using that for 10 minutes. You can go ahead and apply your normal nighttime routine afterwards. You don't need to cleanse. You can just wipe it off, like I said, with your cleansing cloth or cloud, which I don't have any of at the moment because they're in my daughter's bedroom. I can see a really nice result from using that. I actually haven't used it in a while. So that's it. Perfect product to apply after it is, of course, your regular vitamin A. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I think I'll apply everything. I'll go ahead with my eye gel. If anyone has any questions, I know there's not very many of you watching, but that's okay because you'll can catch up with me later and post any of your questions that you may have at any point. I'm applying my hyaluronic acid, my step 1, really important. I wouldn't use the microneedling system after using Revival Masque. I'd either use it before or not use it at all. Yeah, your skin might feel like that, a little bit of tightness, so the hyaluronic is great. And then I'm going to mix up a little bit of all my formulations. Are you guys okay? We had a little fall. Hold on now, 1 second. Did you get a fright? I remember one time I was doing a live, I hope that doesn't happen again, and I was on my bed, and this is when the girl's dad and I, we weren't together, and so like when the kids went to bed, they went to bed, that was it. I was used to silence, you know. And I'm lying in my bed doing it live. And next thing, Emer was like sneaking in to me because she wanted me to know she was coming because obviously I'd sent her back to bed. And she snuck in and I just felt the bed clothes move at the last minute and I screamed. And everyone watching the live jumped. A client of mine was telling me she was watching it. Now her husband was driving the car, but she was in the passenger seat and she was watching it like the next day. And she screamed and the husband and he crashed the car. It was actually so funny. Anyway, hope I didn't give you all a fright there when I dropped my phone. So like I said, that's really it. I'm delighted actually I did that tonight. I would never have done it so soon after a peel, but I really feel that my skin has looks great. That's the wonderful thing about Revival Masque. You actually see the results straight away. Enjoy, guys. Any questions, go ahead. And please share with me how your experience of Revival Masque has been. If you've done it already or if you're waiting to do it. Or if you're, like I said, a pro, like many of my high-end users and many of my glow getters are experts like myself. So if you're using it a long time, any tips that you may have, go ahead and share them. Turn off the timer. I will talk to you all soon. Enjoy your evening.